Hi everybody. That feels really weird to say. I wanted to sit down and do a life update video. It's been a year now since we've uploaded our last YouTube video, which is crazy to say. But 2021 was a really big life-changing year for us. We just had so many things going on, and it's been a really long time, and YouTube just fell to the back of the priority list, which is the right thing for us. And so I just wanted to sit down, say hi, and do a little life update for you guys. So as I mentioned, 2021 was a pretty crazy, life-changing year for us. We had so many things go on. I don't even know where to start. So I'm gonna start at the beginning, and I'm gonna try to just plow through this. And if you guys have questions or things that you're curious about, maybe I'll do a question and answer video at some point after this life update video. But the beginning of last year, I went back to work after having Isaiah, and my boss at the time had put in his resignation shortly after I came back from maternity leave. He had a new opportunity and was moving out of state, and so that was really kind of how I started my year, and was promoted to a larger leadership role within my organization in February of 2021. And last year was just a crazy busy business year for me. I was short-staffed. We had just a massive amount of business growth, and I was working probably like 50 to 60 hour work weeks from January when I came back until really October, late October, early November, mid-November. And so I just really truly didn't have time to do anything other than work and be a mom and take care of my kids. And so it was just crazy. Last year professionally for me was a really fantastic year. I had a ton of growth and a ton of change, but work was pretty all-consuming in a lot of ways, which I've lived through seasons of my life like that. And you can do it for a season, and last year was a longer season than I anticipated it to be, but it was a good year professionally. And so this year's been a lot better with some balance and some things with that, which is nice because, like I said, 50 to 60 hour weeks while being a mom and having 4 kids can be quite consuming. Coupled with that, and around end of February, early March, Scott had an opportunity to join a new organization. He finished his degree at the end of 2020 and had recruiters immediately pursuing him for opportunities. And so he was offered a fantastic position that was 2 levels above where he was at his prior organization. And so he started a new job in the beginning of March. And with that, we had some changes with the kids too. So he had been home, working from home with COVID. And so we had Isabel and Eli were home with Scott full time while he was working from home. And then when he decided to pursue this new opportunity and go to work, we kind of had to pivot and make some adjustments. And so Isabel started at a daycare center, preschool daycare center, the early part of last year, and then the 2 boys were together at our home daycare that we had used ever since Emma was little. And so we made the adjustment to having 2 parents working outside the house again and all the kids in daycare. And yeah, it was a really good adjustment. Isabel loved going to daycare, to a center, and learning, and she just started to flourish right away. And so started our year off that way, and then really the kids are just busy and growing. So we had quite a bit of issues with Eli once, of course, he started back in daycare. He had all of these things pop up. And so, you know, spring, summer last year, we went through lots of different health things with him, and he's my little adventure boy, but he ended up getting double pneumonia and double ear infections. And we just spent quite a bit of the late spring, early summertime dealing with different health things for Mr. Eli. And so that was pretty time consuming because he was in and out of the hospital. I mean, not hospitalized, but we were at the ER doing different health treatments and regimens with him, and went from ear infections to croup to double pneumonia to ear infection again. And so we just, last summer was really hard health-wise with our sweet little boy. And you know, kind of started to think of different things for him, and we realized that him being at the home daycare wasn't the best situation for Eli. In a lot of situations that he just needed a place, he needed a center, he needed a place with more teachers, different structure, different rooms. He just needed something different. And so we made the decision to place him at a center in the summertime, which was probably the best thing we ever have done for Eli. We kept Isaiah at a home daycare, and then we had Isabel at a different daycare, and we had Eli at a new center. And I spent the summer with literally our 4 kids in 4 different places. Emma was at summer camp in the Y. We had Isabel at a preschool center. We had Eli at a different preschool center, and then we had Isaiah at the home daycare, and managed to go through our summer with kind of a lot of craziness around that. And towards the end of the summer, we made the decision to consolidate. Isabel loved where she was, but we decided to move her to Eli's center. So we had the 2 kids at 2 places, and then when Emma went back to school, we didn't have to pick her up because she was at school, and you know, we didn't have that commuting component for her, but made the decision to have the 2 kids at the same center. And we, like I said, just absolutely love that. It was probably the best decision, again, that we've made for the kids in a long time. They flourished and have just done so well, and for Eli specifically, it was quite a dramatic change. I'll focus kind of on my little man a little bit more and let you guys know he turned 2 in August. He had a Toy Story birthday. It was the sweetest birthday ever. He loves everything Toy Story, and he's been my adventure boy, like I said from the beginning, but it's pretty wild to have him turn 2. We made the decision for him to do ear tube surgery, and so that was slated for him at the end of September, early October, and that was again, the best decision we've ever made for Eli. We did the surgery and things changed dramatically for him. His health has improved significantly since then. He hasn't gotten sick. We were noticing with Eli that because of his ears and the fact that they weren't correctly draining and he was having issues with that, he would get infections in his ears, but then it would manifest into other things for him, like RSV, croup pneumonia, just all of these respiratory related issues, and it was because of this kind of compounded effect. And so once we fixed his ears, we fixed a lot of those other things for him, and he's been so much healthier since we did that surgery for him. And so he's a wild man. He's a little adventurer. He is sweet, and I call him my Sour Patch Kid because he's sweet and he's sour all at the same time, but he is just the cutest. If I'm sure you guys are shocked to think that it's been 2 years since he's been born. He's now officially 2.5, and once we did the surgery for him, his speech improved, and just everything for him has been a huge night and day difference, and we just love him so much. And so I think that's all I have to say for Eli. Isabel, like I said, she started at preschool, and she's learning and thriving and just so smart and funny, and she just turned 5, and so she'll be starting kindergarten in the fall, but in the meantime she loves preschool. She loves going to school every day. She's just fun and funny, like I said. Right now she's doing swimming. She started swim class in the summer. That was what she wanted to do as her first kind of solo activity, and she loves swim class. And so we've been keeping her in that, and she's thriving and learning, doing so well. She's a great big sister, and she is just our funny little girl. Mr. Isaiah, I'll talk about him. So we moved him to the center with the kids too. Again, kind of having 2 kids in 2 different places, and just, it was quite a lot for us. And so to consolidate all of the kids to one place was really important. And so Isaiah joined Eli and Isabel at the center November-ish, and that was a really hard thing because we loved our home daycare. We still do. We love them. They've been with us for 10 years. They were part of our family, and so that was a really tough decision to make. But like I said, overall for us, for our life and our schedule and our sanity and the kids, and it was just the right thing. And so he's been with Isabel and Eli since November and has been thriving and learning. He turned 1 in October, you guys. We had a little pumpkin themed party for him. I feel like the first year for him went by so fast because I was managing a 1-year-old and a baby at the same time, and that was crazy, quite honestly. The boys love each other and they're the best of friends, and now that they're getting a little bit older, they're starting to gripe a little bit, but Eli had a big adjustment with learning to share mama. And then, you know, Isaiah's he's just sweet and special and cuddly and just truly the easiest baby. He has not had any issues. He's just patient, and you know, again, he's changing a little bit now that he's one, almost 1.5, but he's just been a fantastic little boy. God, I just love him. He's just the best little surprise, but definitely having a 1-year-old and a baby was exhausting, in a good way, but exhausting nonetheless. And so yeah, he turned 1 in October. He is learning to walk. He's pretty much there. He's just sweet and special, and we just really truly love him. And so lastly, I'll wrap up with Miss Emma Dodge. She turned 10 last week, which is crazy. I don't quite even know how we got here. She's in 4th grade now. She started 4th grade in the fall. Emma decided in September that she wanted to change from doing cheer recreational to competition cheer, and so she started competition cheer in September, and it's just been so good for her. She loves it. It is 100% her thing. And if you're a parent to kids who have done sports, when you see them find their thing, because you kind of try lots of different things when they're little, when you finally see them find their thing and you see how it lights them up and it gives them passion and excitement, it's so wonderful. And so she's been competing. She started competition the end of January, and has had a couple different competitions since then, and really loves it. And she wants to continue to do that into next year, and actually wants to move up to the next level team, which is a little bit more per week. Right now she goes 2 times a week. She's going to be going at least 3 times a week to practice and team stuff next year. And she's just exciting. She just loves it. She absolutely loves it, which has been wonderful to see. So I don't really know what else to say. I feel like that's a really big nutshell of things that kind of encapsulated our year, but the kids are growing and they are changing, and you know, we're busy and we're happy, and life has been busy. I'm trying to think of some other highlights of our year, but I don't know what else to say. I'll probably insert some pictures and quick little videos of the kids. As far as like YouTube and the future and where we're at, I never left YouTube. I know a lot of people have messaged me like, are you guys ever coming back? My intention wasn't really ever to leave. It was just kind of life happened like that. And the right thing was to put YouTube on the back burner when I'm working crazy hours and have minimal time at home with my kids. Picking up the camera and doing a video just wasn't a priority for us. And that's, you know, YouTube has always been something fun for us. It was my way of connecting when I was a really young mom 10 years ago with nobody in my life that really was in the place and state where I was. And so I picked up the camera and I started to share. And as I've grown and as my kids have grown, I've learned a different value in privacy and the right to keep things to myself. And not to say that I haven't loved this community and the things that I found through it, but vlogging and sharing our life, you know, just has a different perspective now that I'm in my 30s versus when I was young in my 20s. And now that my kids are growing and we're busy and we're enjoying life, you know, not to say that we weren't before, but it's just different. And so I'm not ever going to say that we'll never share anything. I would love to figure out how do we move forward and what does YouTube look like for us now in my life. I know a lot of you guys really appreciate my working mom content and how I do things like that, and I would love to find ways to continue to do some of those things. But I do share about the kids every once in a while and how they're doing. It's just in a different perspective than it was when we would weekly vlog or share exciting milestones or moments in their life. And so yeah, like I said, I never intended to leave YouTube. It was just one of those things that happened with time, and the year just passed faster than I realized it did. So I would love to sit down and do like a question and answer video. If you guys would want to leave them in the comments, feel free to do that, and I can certainly sit down and film some more specifics, because I'm sure there's things that I left out that you guys would love to know about work life or kids or just anything in general. And so thank you again for all the years of being with us and supporting us. Like I said, Emma just turned 10, and a lot of you have been here since the beginning, and so I really do value the network of things that have come from YouTube. It's just the evolution of our relationship with it. I'm still trying to figure out what that's going to look like and how that's going to land for us. And so would love to see what you would like to see from us, if you want to leave that as well in the comments. But thank you for everybody who's ever messaged us, checked in on us. I'm active on Instagram, and so a lot of you have reached out to us there. But I do want to do more videos in 22. So hopefully this isn't the only time you'll see us, but thank you for being patient and understanding that we have been gone. And so I hope you're all well. And I think that's it for us for now. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.